There are two types of cell phone bans, those that have failed and those that are going to fail. Here's a better idea how to win the cell phone battles in school. Whether it's vans in New York City where students paid to store their devices during school hours, or yonder pouches in LA requiring high schoolers to stash their phones upon entering the building, education systems across America have tried and continue to try and hold back the digital tide. And whether it takes 5 days, 5 months, or 5 years, all phone bans are doomed to fail. Passing well-intended regulations is easy, enforcing them is nearly impossible. There will always be kids who don't comply, parents who don't comply, faculty who don't comply, which means the minute these rules are enacted, school leaders start playing a game of administrative whack-a-mole that literally never ends. That's unsustainable. Don't take my word for it. Sun Tzu warned us almost 2,500 years ago. Avoid protracted wars. And that's exactly what a cell phone ban is. At some point, every school will run out of money, energy, or goodwill enforcing these policies. Then 5 minutes later, they're back to now what? It's actually worse than being back to square one because all of the time and resources that were wasted. Schools don't excel at regulation, they're designed for education. That's where the answers are. Prohibition didn't end drinking, eliminating supersized fries didn't end obesity, condemning big gulps didn't halt diabetes. If schools truly want to positively shape the habits and behavior of young people and inspire them to become less beholden to the glowing rectangles that steal their attention and focus from learning, they'll invest in more engaging methods of instruction, not pouches, vans, or phone caddies. They will take a hard look at the conventional models that permeate the system, which are deeply rooted in an endless cycle of spewing, reviewing, and assessing. And they will embrace the greatest challenge in the history of education, to somehow be more interesting than the push notifications popping up on students' phones. It's really difficult, but can be done. Unfortunately, there are many throughout the system who support phone bans because it provides cover, allowing educators to continue using the same ineffective tactics in the same unengaging ways, an artificial front sparing us from critical self-reflection. Necessity is supposed to be the mother of invention, but I guess if you lack the ability, desire, or leadership to innovate, the next best thing is to remove the necessity. The alternative to bans is to create space for passionate, smart, dedicated educators to use their schools as platforms to teach our young people how to properly use technology, successfully navigate social media, and develop mindsets around how to masterfully establish digital footprints of which they can be proud and that will help them lead healthy, productive lives. To build lessons around motivation, engagement, creativity, and innovation, which are every bit as critical to achieving learning outcomes as targeting standards or curricular objectives. And let's not forget to educate parents as well, since they're the ones handing children unfettered access to the world with few, if any, guardrails. Let's not run from the greatest challenge of 21st century education. Our students need us to be our most creative, engaging, and forward-thinking selves. They need us to teach, not reach for their phones. Without us, their digital education defaults to the hands of multinational technology companies who have already demonstrated a relentless desire to sacrifice the well-being of entire generations in exchange for ad revenue and in-app purchases. You want a phoneless classroom? Go and get it the old-fashioned way. Build trusting relationships with students so that when you ask for the phones to go away, most of the time they will. And when that occasionally breaks down, don't lose your mind. Just treat it like the teachable moment that it is. We're playing a long game. Some battles will be lost. Let's win the war.